Today we will discuss unit number 3.4, that is installation and maintenance of solar panel. Installation, that is a process in which different components are connected in a systematic order to make a perfect working solar PV system to meet predefined demands. So this is like a summary of the different concepts or the different topics which we have studied in this same course till now. So that also videos I have posted there in the playlist, so you can refer from there. Okay, so the installation, the process, there it is connecting different components. So what are the components? Okay, like the solar panel, the battery, the inverter, the charge controller, and as per the predetermined load, a predefined demand. Okay, it means we have to analyze the load as well. Now, based on the requirements of the customer, different type and different number of components are used in a PV system. So we have to analyze the load, type, demand, requirement by the customer, by the load. Then we have to design the system. Then we have to connect it systematic manner, proper specifications, what should be the rating of the components, which type of system is needed. Like if we are only needing a grid connected system, we don't need battery. Okay, or in case our load is DC, then we don't need the inverter. Because it depends on the load, our requirements. As per that, we design and install our system. So solar modules require to be installed firmly on metallic structures to get it permanently fixed. Most important concept in the installation. Okay, the structure where we are fixing this type of solar panels, because it has to operate till a long life of 25 years approximately. So till 25 years, our structure should be strong enough to last that long time. Then it has to withstand high speed wind as well. The wind could be there because it is an open installation on the rooftop or on the ground we mounted. So it should not be broken down. The structure should not be broken down by the wind, high speed air. Okay, so the mounting structure depends on the size and application of the system. Because like the example here for small system, like a solar home system, mounting structures used are simple. Now another type of application could be street light. So there pole mounted structure. On the pole where the street light is connected, there we can install the panel on the proper structure on the pole itself. Then like solar pump, solar powered signal lighting, so all of these cases we can opt for pole mounting structure. Now coming to bigger systems, much kilowatt, 10, 100, 1000 kilowatt, maybe in a few megawatt. Such type of solar plants, larger array mounting structures are used. All of them we have discussed in our previous units, so I won't go into detail for that. Okay, now before starting the installation procedure, the panel installer needs to measure the value of the parameter of the panels. That include short circuit current, open circuit voltage, maximum current, maximum voltage, maximum power at standard test condition or peak power output. So you can refer to unit 1 for the details of this type of for these all of these parameters. Okay, but using based on these parameters, we select our solar panel, that how much power we can get. What is the maximum current? What is the maximum voltage? Open circuit voltage, short circuit current. Okay, these are the criteria for selecting our solar panel. Now coming to the installation, the steps involved in installation of solar panel. Okay, so understanding the installation prerequisite. So first of all, we have to understand the installation prerequisite, then assembling and fixing the mounting structure. After that, mounting of solar modules on the structure. First, all of the prerequisite, then fix the structure. Then on that structure, we have to fix our solar module or solar panel. After panel, the installation of different components. Other components, like I said, charge controller is there, battery or inverter. So there are different type of components. Install that, connect them. Okay, so proper selection of wire. In this case, for connection, that is very important. Like check for functioning of the modules. So check for functioning of the modules means how these modules are functioning. So different modules which we are using. And then last there is earthing of the PV system. So these are the steps which are involved in the understanding in the installation. Our system. Now next, we come to understanding installation prerequisite. What are the prior requirement? For installation. So prior to installation, we have to, this is from the technician's point of view, the installer who is performing this task. So first, he needs to understand the requirement of the customer. Requirement of the customer means the load requirement, load analysis, how much energy will be consumed, which type, how to use it. Then next is ensure availability of required equipment during installation. Next, certify the module is defect free prior to installation. Means we have to check that as well, that we are getting the output. Next, undertake specified measures like corrosion resistance, fire resistance during modules installation. We have to take care because module has to be placed in the outer. So humidity, rain, water. So these things can be is most probable that our module will be dealing with these things, these type of situations, environmental situation. So proper precaution which are needed, they should be taken to protect from corrosion, from fire, this type of unfavorable environmental conditions. And next is assembling and fixing the mounting structure. To mount the panel, the installer should determine the mounting method. Which type, like ground or on the roof, which type of mounting we need there. While mounting the solar modules, the installer should consider certain guidelines to ensure the maximum output from the solar modules. So which are the guidelines? The orient modules towards south for maximum sunlight absorption. The next, produce more power under full sunlight at a low temperature. Then track the sun to increase the amount of array's power. Okay, because the incident angle of sunlight on the module that directly affects the production, the energy production, the electricity production from the module, the solar panel. Due to the movement of the earth, there is a difference of angle at which the earth's surface receives the sun's rays over a year. So angle at which earth is receiving the sun ray or the light from the sun, that changes. There's a difference at, okay, it is also depending on the geographical location. Everywhere this angle will not be the same. On the earth at different places, the angle will be different. Solar availability will be different. So at any particular place on earth, this variation in angle in 1 year may be up to 45 degrees. It can change. So falling in the this diagram, the facts to be considered by the installer. So they are mentioned. So first one, solar panels should be installed at an angle of, so what should be the angle? Latitude of that place plus 10 degree from horizontal. First thing. So we have to measure the latitude. Then 10 degree from that latitude. There we have to place our panel. Or we have to angle. the inclination of the angle should be this much. Next, solar panels should be installed facing the south in the northern hemisphere and north in the southern hemisphere, so that the maximum light should be available at the surface of the panel. Next, we should consider the obstruction. Okay, like trees or buildings, nearby buildings. Okay, so these should be avoided in the east, west, or south of the place of installation. So we have to check if these things will cause their shadow on the panel, then the electricity produced that will be reduced. So we have to take care of this. Next, the support for the solar panel needs to be a robust one and should not be accessible for general public. So it should not, we should avoid it that anyone is going there. Okay, except for the some maintenance, the people trained technicians, they can access it for the maintenance purpose, regular checkup, or maybe daily cleaning like activity. Okay, they can access, but general public we should avoid. That no, everyone should not be going there. After that, it should be so installed that rainwater, bird dropping, leaf, etc. do not accumulate at the top surface and can be cleaned easily. Yes, because all of these type of objects like the bird dropping, leaves, they're falling there on the panel. So they are reducing the electricity produced. Also, they're distorting the energy we are getting. The waveform, pure waveform will not be obtained in that case. That will be reduced unless we ensure a very efficient MPPT technique. Okay, and another point is the tilt of PV array and space between the rows of the array must be calculated to receive maximum light and to avoid shadow. Means how we are placing our panels also, that we should calculate. If one panel is is having a shadow on the another panel, so this thing we should avoid. There should be proper spacing between these panels. One solar panel should not cause a shadow on the another solar panel. Okay, now precautions for installing structure and mounting of PV modules. Okay, so now considering the precautions, so in a PV system, depending on the requirement, the number of modules are connected in parallel and series combination. Only then we can get the required voltage and current. So the array is kept in a sequence according to the number of modules in series and parallel, and accordingly the structure for the array is designed and mounted on that structure. We have to design the structure as per the series and parallel combination required for the specified power level. So mechanical structures should be designed keeping in mind the wind load data of the site where the solar photovoltaic system is being installed, so that it can withstand that much wind load, means wind that is flowing. So with a high velocity wind, our panel as a structure should be strong enough to withstand that. So we have to design it. We have to give it more strength. There are standard norms that are followed to design a structure for the given wind load. So we have to follow that standard norms. Next, the appropriate material should be used for mounting structure. So why we should select the appropriate material? Because there are unfavorable environmental conditions. Rain is there, water is there, so that could cause corrosion. So prevent that corrosion, we should be using a material which is not getting corrosion. Rusting is not there, like this galvanized iron, aluminum, steel for 25 years. This has to be lasting. The system is expected to work till 25 years. So till 25 years, we have to select such type of material, those who will also last for 25 years. So the frame, most probably galvanized iron or aluminum steel structure, they can be used, and the thickness of galvanization, that also should be that much, so that it can withstand this type of environmental condition for a long time. Another point is that stainless steel bolt should be used to avoid any rusting during the lifetime. Okay, now this is another thing is related to rusting. Steel, the bolts which we are connecting, all the connections should be tightly made to avoid any shorts and sparking. Loose connections, there will be sparking there. And more the sparking, slowly the wires, it will break down. Okay, now all the connections should be, okay, this we have discussed. Different rated PV modules should not be connected in series and parallel combination. So the ratings, because that will directly affect the total output obtained from the panels. Okay, so in series combination, parallel combination, the rating of the modules that should be in proper synchronism. One is more, one is less. Then we will not be connecting it with other modules. Okay, they should be similar. The rating should be up to the same specified level which we want as an output. Okay, so we have discussed these points: the type of material used. Okay, then they should be strong. They should be able to withstand the environmental factors like the wind. Okay, they should be strong enough to last for a long time. That's why we have preferred for galvanized steel or aluminum steel for 25 years. They can be withstanding the situation or the environmental condition. Then bolt for fixing the structures, they should be of stainless steel. Okay, yes, the connections, no type of loose wirings. Okay, also the metallic objects, they should not be, they should be proper insulated. Charge should not leak. Short circuit should not be there. Proper earthing should also be there in our solar system.